Welcome everybody to Hezzy Pull Up Basketball. Once again, this is part two of our episode. If you just listen to part one, you know my guys are on. We got Neil in the building. Neil, what's good?
What's going on, everybody?
We got Jack on the building. In the building, Jack, what's popping, bro?
What's good? What's good, everybody? How are you?
We got my man Jerod in the building. Jerod, how you feeling, fam?
Yo, I'm good, man. Looking forward to this discussion.
Bet. And someone told me that I be talking like Funkmaster Flex from year 2005. But you know what? I just want to get everyone hyped. So we're going to keep it on that level.
Woo!
You already know what we talk. Thank you. Because in '03, that's what they be doing. Like someone just shouting. They have that little fillers in there. Woo! Hot. That's what we're doing here. We're keeping the old school NBA Live flavor. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the MVP and different awards. The Defensive Player of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year. These things like that. These guys got some great takes on those. Before we get into that, we were talking about Westbrook on a past episode and how the Wizards are going to do. And, I had some things to say. And so many people have criticized Westbrook over the years. And Neil hit me up during the week and was like, man, he just had something to say about all the Westbrook talk, the Westbrook slander. Neil, how you feeling about the Westbrook move there?
Should I go? Should I go right now? I mean,
yeah, go ahead, because you definitely had some pent up anger, bro.
Listen, I plead to you, the listeners, the jury on my panel right now. Outside of shooting, Westbrook has been the best point guard in the league for the last 10 years.
What?
Wow.
I say that with my chest.
Bang, bang.
Outside of shooting.
Bang.
Are you serious?
Yes,
wait,
sir.
wait.
Yes, sir. Hold on. I'm going to make my point.
Okay, make your
Make
point.
a
I'll make my point. Okay. So, outside of shooting, yes. Outside of shooting, Westbrook has been the best point guard in the league for the last 10 years. Not only that he's been a two-time assist champion, not only that he's been a two-time scoring champion, not only that he's a 9-time All-Star.
Yeah.
No one impacts the game more than Westbrook. See, the analytic babies of today, we didn't live like that when we was coming up. I was a fan of killers. I didn't know what Kobe's stat line was. Rest in peace to Kobe. I didn't know what Kobe's stat line was. I just know he won the game and he made his impact. Now today, people look for any bit of, information to discredit a player. That's why somebody like Westbrook can't be loved in today's NBA. They love stat babies. They love people like Steph Curry who shoot better, but he doesn't do anything else better than Westbrook. You can't name one thing that man does better than Westbrook. It's outside of shooting.
I can.
That's my problem.
Would you like me to name it? Would you like me to name it?
Yes, sir. I would.
Winning. Okay. Number
Wrong.
2.
Wrong again.
Shall we look at the rings? Should we look at the rings on Steph Curry's hand?
But this is also a problem. This is a problem as well because they
Playoff
use this against
wins?
Carmelo as well. But so basketball is a team sport. You can't accomplish anything without the team. We know that. Steph has been nothing without the surrounding pieces with him that helped him win those championships. Now you look at those teams that won championships from the Warriors and compare them to what Oklahoma City had at different points in the last 10 years. You tell me which one stands up better.
Are we talking before KD joined?
Before KD joined the Warriors? I mean, you can use either one. Whatever team you felt was the best from the Warriors, we'll match it up with Oklahoma City.
Okay, so before KD joined the Warriors, KD was with Oklahoma City.
Right. Very true.
And KD at the time was number 2 in the league.
I'd say that.
Top,
what?
like arguably top 1 or 2.
I'd say that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
And Steph was ranked like what? I mean, I would have put him at top 5 at the time. And Clay's what? Top 11. So match up Russ and with KD and Steph and Clay. You have KD as a mismatch and you still lost, down 3-1. I mean, up 3-1.
Oh, no one's going to say the team didn't blow the lead. KD helped with that blown lead, if you guys remember.
Okay,
A
so
lot
let
of turnovers. A lot of
me
turnovers.
jump in now. Let me jump in now for real. So what is the objective of a point guard on a basketball team?
To distribute the ball.
Okay, so actually, it's not just distributing the basketball. It's about making sure that the offense gets going. He orchestrates the offense so that it best suits everyone on the basketball court. The problem with Russell Westbrook is not that he doesn't get assists, is that he does not know when and when not to make the right decision in the service of winning a basketball game over the course of a season, over the course of a series. Yes, Russell Westbrook can get you stats. Yes, Russell Westbrook has an amazing motor. I love it. And he has the petty that makes me want to watch basketball games. I love it. But here's the thing that really destroyed his reputation across the NBA. He was playing a series against Damian Lillard and did not have enough to win the series. Talked mad trash, had a whole bunch of energy, but did not bring enough basketball acumen to the point guard position to make sure his team was victorious. And what that takes is more than just, I'm going to put up numbers. It comes to knowing the right time to pass the ball, to get someone else going, to make sure that somebody else can. So here's the thing about playing with Russell Westbrook.
You're walking into my trap.
I'm looking forward to it because I'm just giving you a taste now. So here's the thing. You put him on the Wizards, and yes, he's made a difference. He's changed because he's gotten humble. But if you really go down to it, there are other players that do a better job of making sure that their teammates get going as opposed to Russell Westbrook. And when he's not hot, he's not distributing. He's still shooting from the mid-range. And you cannot exclude shooting from his game if he shoots 30% from the field, 28% from the field. Those are as good as turnovers. And let's get to the turnovers. He's had a triple-double with turnovers. So I get your point. I don't think that Russell Westbrook is not top 5 point guard in the league. And I think that he may even be a top 3 point guard from year to year. But over the last 10 years, I would not give him that. And the honest truth, I still don't think there's a better, if you want to talk about definition of the position, I don't think there's been a better point guard in the league since Chris Paul entered it. And I think the next person to take the crown from him is probably going to be Ja Morant or Luka Doncic when it comes down to it. But I really don't think that when it comes down to it, Russell Westbrook is a point guard. He's a 2 that has to handle the ball because he's too short.
Yeah. You know, this is someone made this point. I think it was Jack. Or no, I think it was you, Jerod. This is the thing that I think hindered Westbrook's. This is what I say. Clearly, Neil's right. Like, Westbrook's a killer. Like, we know the period of time Westbrook was unguardable, essentially. Like, he still wasn't the greatest shooter, but his mid-range was deadly enough. And he just blow past you, dunk on you, or do a crazy pass. I think once KD left and he lost the first year with that OKC team with Oladipo, they lost the first year. He won the MVP. So people are like, well, he won the MVP. You know, he didn't have the talent around him. Then the next year they had Paul George, Carmelo. They lost to Donovan Mitchell. Boom. Second time out first round.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, we'll talk about it. But then the third time, boom, him and Paul George. Paul George had an MVP season. And I can't remember the whole series that well, so I'm not going to put the blame on either or. But they lost in 5 to Dame Lillard. And then Dame Lillard is the guy who also wears number 0 that Westbrook wears. And, like, even though they both said that they're cool, but, like, on the court visibly, it looked like they chattered more than any other 2 stars chattered at each other, right? And in that series, he wasn't even guarding Dame that much, especially when Dame hit the game winner. Paul George was on him. So even though, like, yes, everyone has assignments, Steph Curry never typically guards the best guard.
Never.
They switch it up. But, like, at the same time, Westbrook was beaten in 5 games to his nemesis, Lillard.
Why are you saying it like it's just Westbrook? I don't understand. Paul George had 2 points in a playoff game against the Jazz.
The thing I'll say, though, is
let's talk about Carmelo. That was your man back in the day, Martin. Your man.
I know Carmelo, bro.
Didn't even know he played.
I was a D-Wade fan, bro.
Listen, you couldn't even tell anybody else played in those series. Why?
You know, one thing I will say is that series, that was the first year Melo was there. That year, at least the playoffs was bad for all of them. I personally don't think they had chemistry the whole year. They low-key, even though that was Westbrook's team, they low-key didn't really know who was the best player. Because people are like, they think Paul George is the best, but Westbrook just had an MVP season. And then Carmelo, I mean, we all knew Carmelo wasn't the best player, but you couldn't tell Carmelo that. Carmelo's like, yeah, yo, these are my little brothers. So it's like, no, Carmelo, you should be actually on the bench right now. So
I
that
just
was a
will-
really iffy team, bruh.
No, I agree with you.
But the next
But
year,
what I don't understand
what happened though?
is what I don't understand is these standards that we set against, or like these criticism we set for Westbrook. We don't use it against other players. There's a reason why, though. There's a reason why. I mean, we're in love with shooting right now. That's the thing. Like, we're in love with shooting. Steph looks like the golden child. He won unanimous MVP. He's the first to do it in the league. Things like that. We're in love with those type of things.
But Steph was more than just
hold on. Because the fact that Steph, okay, so would it be an indictment if Steph doesn't make the playoff this year? Just answer that question, yes or no.
Yes.
Why? Why would it be an indictment on him?
Because he can't carry a team by himself.
Okay, so why are we expecting Westbrook to do so? Like, you make it
because he had Kevin Durant on his team. Because he had Paul George on his team. Because he had James Harden on his team. Because he had all of these great players on his team. And in the service of winning, he always fell short. And it always came down to his decision making. It always came down to his decision making. It's not that Russell Westbrook can't play basketball better than most people. He just doesn't make good decisions. And the truth is, when it comes down to it, Steph Curry plays probably out of 10, Steph Curry plays about a 6 in defense. But the difference is Steph Curry makes his whole team better. We thought Draymond Green could shoot threes.
Make the whole team
better? Thought Draymond Green could play
offense. You said
how?
Because he shoots.
Okay, I'll tell you how.
Who on the team with Russell Westbrook, do you be like, man, this dude is better with Russell Westbrook on the court? Nobody. Steven Adams? Maybe because of
I was gonna say just Steven Adams for real. Steven Adams benefited from it, but that's it.
Paul George too.
So
not when it counted.
He did.
Not when it counted. They
so
couldn't get out the
fault
first
is that?
round.
Why are you?
Why
is that Westbrook's fault though? Why is that Westbrook's fault?
Is he the point guard? Is he the leader of the offense? Is he supposed to make sure that everyone gets going?
So if you get the ball and don't shoot it, whose fault is that?
Wait, I think Jack had a take on Westbrook and Paul George's tenure with each other.
No, I had a take on how does Steph Curry make players better, because he wanted to know how.
Yes, I would.
It's more than just shooting. It's more than just shooting with Steph. Like, Steph is such a great shooter, and also like off the ball, he's so dominant off the ball that like it just creates space for everyone else. You know.
I don't know.
That's my thing.
I am baffled because Steph Curry, before he started winning before he got Steve Kerr, lost consistently in the playoffs, didn't make the playoffs. No one said any of this stuff about him.
You know,
I also wasn't voted MVP until after he went to the playoffs.
He wasn't.
Until he started winning.
It doesn't matter when you got the MVP. We've got players in the league who haven't won the MVP are still ballers. What does that mean?
All right, so let me educate you a little bit on the politics of basketball. They're always looking for the next best guy. They are always looking for the next LeBron, the next Michael, the next Magic, the next Bird. And so we all wanted Russell Westbrook to be the next guy. The problem was he could not win in the playoffs. Now, we're not saying you got to win a championship every year, but dang, can you get out the first round?
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing to Giannis now.
That's what you're
if Giannis doesn't get out the second round after this season, everyone's going to look at Giannis differently. The same thing with Luka Doncic. Everybody's in love with him now. They show only his step back threes he hits, even if he misses 7 in the game. But
are these the same criticisms you'll have for Steph?
Because when Steph has another star,
you have the what?
Yes.
All right,
I just said that before he got Steve Kerr, he lost. Who was on that team with him?
No, but you know what, Neil? Though before they got Steve, well, he's had Klay Thompson since they were going to the playoffs.
Yes.
But when they had Mark Jackson,
they were going to the playoffs.
Yeah, they went.
They were getting knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Steph Curry was also injured a lot during that time period.
Oh, wow. So you're going to say because Westbrook got that injury from Patrick Beverley, nothing's been the same? Are you going to give him that same pass?
Dude, Westbrook still bangs on people right now, so there's no injury.
Okay, but you see how you're making like these little caveats for Steph? You can use these same criticisms against Steph. You're just choosing not to.
This is one thing I'll say. This is my take. I cannot say that Steph Curry is more talented than Westbrook. I won't go there.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Outside of shooting, I won't say that because Westbrook can fly out the gym. Westbrook's clearly faster than Curry. Westbrook's stronger than Curry. I'm pretty sure Westbrook would knock out Curry in a fight. I low-key feel like we all could knock out Curry in a fight. I'm sorry.
Man.
He just don't seem like that type of dude. But this is one thing I'll say.
I didn't say that. I did not say.
I'll say it right now. Martin Beasley, like leader of this podcast, I think I'd knock Steph Curry out in a fight. Real rap. I think it'd be a real close fight. But aside from that, this is one thing I'll say. We see Westbrook gets unfair criticism. But we saw when Kevin Durant and Westbrook were up 3-1 and lost to the Warriors, and the Warriors went to the finals against the Cavs. We were trying to figure out like whose fault is it? Is it Kevin Durant's fault? Is it Westbrook's fault? We've been seeing Westbrook do a lot of, he plays hard, but he makes a lot of wild decisions when the game's on the line. We have criticisms for Westbrook. We also had criticisms for Kevin Durant and that whole OKC team, the coach, everything. Since then, even though it's unfair, we saw KD go to the Warriors. We saw KD and the Warriors win 2 straight and then go to a third finals, lose to the Raptors. We literally saw Westbrook lose 3 times straight with OKC. And then he went the next year with James Harden, who has his own issues, deficiencies. But we saw him go with James Harden. They won in 7 against OKC. The same OKC team, essentially, with just Chris Paul. It took them 7 games to win, and then they lost in 5 to the Lakers the second round. We give Westbrook maybe some unfair criticism. The point is, since KD left, he hasn't had a season where you're like, oh, yeah, they're going to probably win the championship. Like every year, they pretty much lost in disappointing fashion. Until he can actually get further, and he's never been to a Western Conference Finals without Kevin Durant. I think most people are going to agree. Until he can actually, when it comes to talent, people are going to say Westbrook's better.
But Martin,
when it comes to win shares, wait, this is the last point I'll say. When it comes to win shares, because let's be honest, even though Jordan was unguardable, we know Jordan was nice. Even Bird and Magic, we still don't say they're the greatest of all time because they won, right? I think until Westbrook really as one of the top 2 players on his team, goes to a conference finals, or we're like, oh yeah, Westbrook and this team, they might have a chance, blah, blah, blah. Until we see that, they're just not going to put Westbrook in the category with the Magics, Oscar Robertsons, Isaiah Thompson. Because Steph Curry's in that conversation. We're like Steph Curry,
from shooting.
Even Chris Paul, they win.
Not just from shooting. Impact on
not just shooting. It's like the whole, when it comes to talent, yeah, you could say.
But Martin, come on, dog. Listen to what you're saying, okay? You can say KD hasn't made the finals without an MVP on his team. That's true. That's a true statement. We haven't seen KD carry a team by himself. Actually, no. You know what? We have. You remember when Westbrook went down against the Rockets when Patrick Beverly tore his ACL? We saw KD against the Grizzlies that next series. You know what they did? They lost 4-1.
Yeah, but when Kevin Durant, I think Kevin Durant injured his foot previously.
Not that season. Not that season.
It wasn't that season, but
they were the number 1 seed in the West after they traded Harden. They went against the Rockets in the first round, beat them 4-1. Then they went to the Grizzlies without Westbrook and got a gentleman's sweep to themselves. So it's you can make these little caveats wherever you want to. You're choosing to do that though. You're choosing to use those things against Westbrook. But we can use that against anybody. Let's say Westbrook gets put on a stacked team like the Warriors in 16 or whatever. You don't think he can just be on the team and make the championship? They won 73 games. They didn't need KD the next year.
I don't know. I think if you
wait. You saying put Russell Westbrook on the 7-3-9 team? Take Steph out and switch with Russ?
I mean, you can put him at the 2, whatever you want to do. You don't think that team can make a championship?
If you take Steph off that team and put Westbrook on there, they are probably 10 games worse minimum.
Yeah,
that would be 62,
minimum.
63 wins.
No,
I said minimum.
I'm being nice. Do you hear what you just said? That
you
would
gotta
make them
remember
a 63-win team.
Neil, any all-star point guard you put on that team and take Steph out, they're gonna win 60 games. They got KD and Clay. Yo, you could put Kyrie on that team. They're going to win 60 games.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but here's the thing.
Why are you making it sound like that's such a okay? The surrounding pieces make it easier for Steph. We see that now, right?
But
do
see,
we all
also,
agree
you're
on
making
that?
it you're convoluting you're what's the way you say this? You're making a bait and switch, because at the end of the day, the truth is what made that team go was the spacing that Steph Curry created on the floor.
Exactly.
What made them be able to play 5 out is because you had to guard Steph Curry from 30, 40 feet away from the basket. So now you're
to do
playing
that since
4
he
on
came
4, and
into
if
the
you
league.
closing on Steph, you're playing 3 on 4. And now anybody is open and can shoot. And then you say Andre Iguodala, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and at first it was Harrison Barnes. All of them can hit an open shot from anywhere. And then if you make sure that Draymond Green isn't the guy that's going to be open in the corner, everyone else is going to hit the shot.
Pretty much.
And you cannot stop that just from an offensive system standpoint. Everybody's hitting shots. You got to close out on the shooter.
Yep.
And Steph Curry has the pat. He has the handle to get away from anybody. So from that standpoint, he could get away from you. His release is so quick, he's going to score.
And he's the greatest shooter of all time.
And we're forgetting that he also gets doubled and triple teamed the most out of any other player in the league.
They try to get the ball out of his hands. He puts too much pressure on the defense by himself. Russell Westbrook doesn't do that.
Yeah, but should this team, this Warriors team this year, should they be in the championship then? Because Steph can still do all of those things you mentioned.
So if you give give the Warriors that max slot back, then sure. But they have a max salary spot that's being utilized on Klay Thompson, who's not playing. So it's a little bit unfair to say that.
All right, okay. All right.
No,
but you see what you're doing though. You saying that Steph needs this perfect setup for him to win.
No, I didn't say that.
That's what you just said. You just said that the fact that he
to win a championship, yes. To win in the first round, no. To win in the second round, no. To win in the third round, no. To win in the thing that you're trying to say that Steph winning the championship would be the same as Russell Westbrook winning in the first round, and it's not.
I never said
it's
that.
Not the same.
I never said that.
Yeah, but I said you're making it seem like. I didn't say you said it.
I mean, if you want me to elaborate a little bit more, like I said, you're basically saying what I'm hearing from you is that
we get your point that Westbrook's paying you to say this.
Steph needs a surrounding circle of great players for him to be great, right?
Everybody not LeBron James needs a supporting cast.
Okay, but you see how prolific those teams were that surrounded Steph too. It wasn't just Steph though.
I don't disagree with you, but when Russell Westbrook, so this is the thing. By the media, they don't start judging players until they hit their prime and can't win. Russell Westbrook hit his prime with Kevin Durant and could not win.
I wouldn't.
Then he ran. The truth is, he probably ran Kevin Durant off.
Probably.
Somebody on, not Bob Myers, but the general manager in the Thunder, somebody in the Thunder organization ran him off. Then when the everything was on his shoulders, he didn't do anything.
Right.
And you want to blame the coach, blame the coach. But he was the leader of the team. He was the point guard. He did not make other people better.
And
I don't know what the definition is as far as making somebody better, because the way you guys are describing it, that means that this Warriors team this year should be great. And I'm expecting nothing less from you, Jerod. I hope we talk again after the season just to see where the Warriors are at. We'll discuss
Number one, I never said that the Warriors were going to make
they should be a great team, though. He still should make the team better, right?
He should. We can have a different dialogue about Stephen Curry. But the honest truth is, Stephen Curry wins better than Russell Westbrook.
We'll see now, right? Yes. We'll see now.
I just want to know how much Westbrook is paying you to say this.
Prior to Kerr, that was not the case. Let's just remember that. Prior to Steve Kerr getting there, that was not the case.
I'm taking Damian Lillard over him. I'm taking Chris Paul over him. I'm taking Stephen Curry over him.
Those are three I can take off the bat.
And the honest truth is, I might just take John Morant over him today.
Sure.
I think it's early. So I won't say that to Westbrook, but I definitely agree with the first three you said. And I know Chris Paul's older and undersized, but honestly,
if
I have another star on the team, me personally, I'm taking Chris Paul over Westbrook.
I would rather
And
have
I would
Chris
take
Paul as
Kyrie
the
over him
primary
too.
decision maker.
Kyrie, see, if Kyrie kills it this year,
Y'all are
I didn't go that far because Kyrie's a nutcase. Look, Kyrie got his
Kyrie
own
can
thing
get out the
going,
first
but
round with the
You
others.
guys,
Kyrie just got the first round.
Kyrie can get out of the first round. At the end of the day,
You said
they're
he
judging
can?
you on what you do in the playoffs.
Did you
It's
say
not
he
what you
can?
do in the regular season. LeBron said one time, he said, I could average 50 if I wanted to. He wasn't joking.
Yeah, he's not.
Did you say
So,
Kyrie can
and
get out of the first round
This
He
is what you're
can.
missing.
by
Cats
himself?
don't.
The
With the
Cavs team, they
supporting
never
cast,
made
yeah.
the playoffs with him?
Didn't he do
With the
that?
supporting cast, yeah, he can.
He did. I don't
Didn't
think.
he
I
do
don't
that
think
in
Kyrie's
Miami?
actually. I don't even remember Kyrie losing in the first round so far.
Cavs didn't. He never made the team. He never made the
You mean
playoffs before
you mean the
LeBron
first 3
got
years
there.
I know.
he
I'm
was
just
in the
saying. I'm
NBA?
just saying when he made the playoffs, he's never been eliminated first round.
So you saying
with
when he was
LeBron.
his first 3 years in the NBA? The
Congratulations.
first 3 years he was in the NBA playing for the Cavaliers.
Okay, they didn't make the playoffs, right?
Before LeBron became the GM. You're saying that team.
Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs.
I know you can see.
The
You
team where
said- you
Tristan
just-
Thompson was
you
the second best player.
Okay.
But dog, you just said you would take Ja Morant. He made the playoffs last year.
That was
In the
wild.
West.
That little wild. That little wild take.
I'm just saying, you just said that. So how can you go? How can you just switch it and say like, oh
In the
yeah,
service-
Kyrie could
All
have
right,
done
so
it? He
how
never
many
did
wins?
it.
But what you're missing is John Morant took a team that was never going to the playoffs. Just was an afterthought. And if it wasn't for the pandemic, they were in the 8th seed before the pandemic.
They were.
One could argue that they were going to make it to the playoffs if Portland didn't get healthy because they were off for 3 months.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
they were ninth
I
seed.
agree,
They were
but
ninth
there's
seed.
nothing that you can say that Kyrie
Luka
could
Doncic
have
didn't
taken
do
this
that.
team when he never
Nobody
did
else
it. Though.
did that. Nobody else has done that the way John Morant has done that. In
In the
the
West,
service
too.
of winning. I'm not saying like he doesn't have the same stats, but in the service of winning, John Morant has done something that people don't want to give him credit for yet.
I agree.
What's that?
So I mean, I'm
I
just
agree,
saying.
but I
What's
still
that?
think Westbrook is.
What's that though?
I don't even like Westbrook like that.
What were you referring to as far as John Morant? What are they not giving him credit for?
So you're saying that they don't talk about John Morant the way they talk about Luka? They don't talk about John Morant.
No, I
the way
mean
they
he's
talk
still
about
young. That's all. He'll get it.
What rookie takes a team on his back and gets them to the playoffs as a
I
point
mean, he'll
guard?
get it. I'm sure he'll get his credit. I'm not disputing he will get his credit.
I'm saying he hasn't gotten it yet. He hasn't gotten it
Yeah,
today.
he's just only 1 year in though. Like he'll get it though.
So
He'll be
Neil,
fine.
for the final 15 seconds on this topic, so what do you want us three here for opposing you and everyone at home to know about?
I want y'all to stop being victims of the moment. I want y'all to stop being stat babies. I would like y'all to go back for the last decade and a half and just measure. Look at what Curry was doing before Steve Kerr, and then let's talk about it, and we'll see what happens afterwards, and we'll see what he does this year. That's all I'm
You're
saying.
acting like
So
Kerr's a Hall
Neil,
of Fame
I would love
coach.
to argue with you about Steph Curry at a later time.
I would too. This would be great.
Because I don't think that Steph Curry is the best point guard in the NBA, but I do think he's better than Westbrook.
No, but I will tell you this. You know what's funny? A couple years ago, sorry, Martin, I just wanted to add this little thing in. But a couple years ago when Westbrook was on his road to like 42, 43, right? Triple doubles, they still voted Steph Curry first team, or not first team All-NBA. They still voted him starter in the All-Star game. Nowhere, he wasn't even playing some of that season. And they still voted him ahead of Westbrook. You know why? Because people hate the villain. And it's a beautiful thing. That's all I would say.
And that's because Westbrook points at women in the audience and does the little rock the baby. Like Westbrook hates everybody, bro.
I love it. I'm a Kobe guy. I'm Mamba blood till I die. Like that's me.
But see,
so
I'm telling you, I like his petty. I love it. I like his game, but I'm not blindsided by the fact that he like I'm a still shoot it straight. Like I'm gonna still call it fair. Just because I like you don't mean I gotta say you better than what you are.
Right.
Hey man, y'all stat babies. Just say that.
I'm not gonna tell my boys they look good in an outfit when they look stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have your boy wearing all red.
Girls with that. No, you not, bro. You look stupid. That's okay.
If your homie wearing a whole red jumpsuit with red shoes and a red hat, you back, yo, you don't look.
Whoa, because I feel like you attacking Westbrook's fits now. You know,
Hey man, it's okay. We know
Be
that
cool,
you're secretly in love with Westbrook, man. I hope that
Be
your dreams
cool.
come
Be
true one day.
cool.
I hope your
Well,
dreams come true.
well, we're about to hop into the next topic. We're gonna try to do it quickly. We're gonna hop into the awards. I really feel like Neil Ezem, who's of course one of the guests on the show, great guest, of course. I feel like he's either being paid by Westbrook or he just hate light skinned dudes. I think it's one or the other, but we're definitely gonna get another
Light-skinned
episode.
dudes. Wow.
He just hates
Y'all
light
gonna
skinned
stop
dudes.
disrespecting my man, though. That's what I'm saying.
Because the passion he has against Steph Curry is just unreal. I feel like
No,
he
it's
might-
just I just don't like how it's not an even thing when people discuss these little caveats they make for him. It's not even. It's not even. And we can talk about those Oklahoma City teams another time, but you know, I got a whole lot on you for that. So,
And one thing I also noticed with Westbrook fans is because I was arguing with Jabri on another one. They're very aggressive. I think they take it up from Westbrook. But you know what? Neil brought up some good
so that's
points.
the Mel Beha. It's the Mel
Yeah,
Beha.
it's just the way when Westbrook beats his chest, I just think all his fans want to beat their chest or punch other people. So I just think that's what they have in common.
Kobe said Westbrook's his favorite player. That's all I need.
I'm giving you that though. Kobe
So
did
you
say
love
that,
Kobe so much that you now are an aggressive fan of other people that he likes.
Kobe did get Kyrie and
I get it.
Like I said,
Kyrie, Westbrook, and CP3 his blessings, and he gave Trey Young, because of his daughter, his blessings. So that's something that they can all take to the grave since they won't hear from Kobe again. So I would give Westbrook that. But yeah, well, we're gonna dive into the that was very interesting. The argument with Westbrook Curry probably won't end until one of those two retires, or it probably just won't end ever. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the awards. We're gonna talk about who we think is the MVP. Who's gonna take that title? Who's gonna take the Defensive Player of the Year award and other awards like that? So we're gonna dive right in. We're gonna start with Jerod first. But yeah, let's get into it. This is an exciting season. So let's see who's gonna get what. So we're gonna talk about our MVPs and other awards for this year. So Jerod, who's your MVP? And you give an explanation, of course. Who you think is going to be MVP? Who you think is going to be second place for it?
All right, so who should be MVP is LeBron James, but we all know that they don't want LeBron James to be equal to Michael Jordan in MVPs because it'll cause a pandemonium in the basketball world. So I have a feeling that it's probably going to end up going to, I think it's going to end up being Kevin Durant's MVP to lose if he continues to play the way he plays, because I imagine that Kyrie's going to end up taking a dip and Kevin Durant's going to end up just still averaging 27 to 28 points with everything else that he does on the team, and that's going to be enough.
Okay, true. All right, Jack, who you think is going to get MVP this year?
So I don't think it's going to be LeBron, and it's not because of the whole Michael Jordan thing. I just think because Anthony Davis is on the team, I don't think either one of them are going to be in the race, because we have to put them in the same way we did with when KD and Steph were on the same team. They were putting up MVP numbers for some time when they were together, but they weren't in any MVP conversation. So because they're both on the same team, I don't think LeBron or AD is going to get it. I'm going to give it to Kevin Durant, and my backup will be Luka Doncic. Simply because of KD's coming back off of an Achilles. So that's definitely going to give him an edge as far as, him staying healthy. And if he can average, he's going to average 25, 26 points per game. And, the Brooklyn Nets make top 3 seed, he can definitely win that. And Luka, coming off of last season, what he's been able to do, and he's only going to get better. And especially, with Kristaps Porzingis out, he's definitely going to go off and put up crazy numbers. And when he comes back, they're going to, go right where they left off and just, make top 3 seed. I think they're going to make top 3 seed by the end of the season. And yeah.
True. All right, Neil, do you agree with Jack? Who's your MVP and who's your runner-up?
I do agree with Jack. As far as the LeBron thing, I definitely agree. I didn't understand why he was so taken back by not receiving. You have Anthony Davis. Let's take a full stop right there. you have Anthony Davis on the team with you. Like, okay, whatever. But my MVP is going to be Ice Trey the Gang. Yeah, I'm going with Trae Young. I'm gonna go on a limb because I feel like he's gonna have that same kind of impact that Steph made in 2016 or 2014 and 15 over in the East. I think
who made?
That Steph Curry made.
Yeah.
I'm playing. Go ahead.
Because like I said before, people love the shooting and whatever. But I think the Hawks can make a big jump this year. I like their addition of Rondo because he's gonna kind of mold him to be a better player. And my backup is actually I got two backups. I got either Dame or Devin Booker. And when I say that, I'm ducking because I just feel like I think Devin Booker was taking the right steps in the bubble. Even though they didn't make the playoffs, you've seen a lot of growth. And I think he knows, his time is – there's no time better than now for him to make an impact. Dame the same way. He's getting up there in age now. He's just hit 30. So, it's kind of now or never for him. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if either one of those two, just they lay it all out on the line and one of them was able to snatch up the MVP this year.
Interesting takes. I think Kevin Durant will. Okay, I think Luka Doncic is probably going to get it for the same reasons that Jack said, and I think the team's in his hands. He puts up a lot of numbers, and when he puts up the numbers, it correlates to win. So I'm not saying they might need those numbers. He just puts up a lot of numbers. So I think Luka probably will get it, but Kevin Durant is probably my backup, and same reasons you guys say. And a lot of times MVP is based on stories sometimes. So I just think Kevin Durant has the best story right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if Dame got it too. So at the end of the day, typically the MVP comes from a team that's like a top 3-4 seed. So that's why I stuck with those guys. But it'd be interesting if Trae Young.
Well, except for Westbrook. He wanted at a 6 seed. Okay, just wanted to add that in.
He did, but he also averaged a triple-double stat pad.
Story.
But we won't go there. But we won't go there because I'll go to another tirade, you guys. But who knows? But those would be my people. But if Trae Young or Devin Booker get it, that'd be real interesting. All right. So based on time, we're gonna say Defensive Player of the Years, and we'll just try to go through each category fast. But I'll start Defensive Player of the Year. I'm just gonna make this easy. I think it's Anthony Davis. Jerod, who do you got?
I'm a lean towards Anthony Davis, but my sneaky pick might be a Zion Williamson.
Interesting. All right, Neil, who do you have for Defensive Player of the Year?
I also will go with Anthony Davis. I think the voters are just going to give it back to him because he could have gotten it this past season too. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe.
Kind of screwed him over.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack, who do you have for Defensive Player of the Year?
I'm going to go with Anthony Davis. I just feel like it's been long overdue. And he just, I thought he was going to get it last year and they were going to just give Giannis the MVP. But of course, Giannis made history and when it would be good for the NBA if he got both. So, I think Anthony Davis, he deserves to get Defensive Player of the Year this year.
True. All right, well, we're going to hop into an interesting one. Would say most improved player. I think this would be interesting. You guys can give your analysis for it. I'm going to go ahead and say Jeremy Grant. And I know we're in the season, we just saw the numbers he put up, but I actually had Jeremy Grant coming in. I think Jeremy Grant's on the Pistons. I just think he might cook. He has the opportunity. There's not that many good players on the Pistons. So I got Jeremy Grant. My backup will be that hero, the white killer, Tyler Hero. I think he's my second player.
Wow.
There's other people who could get it, but I think Tyler Hero could get it because he could put up numbers. Who do you got, Neil?
I'm going to go with probably a sleeper pick. I'm going to go with Domantas Sabonis. I really like him. He's just a real skilled big. So I think he's going to take a leap as far as being on that Pacers team. And, I think if they're going to win, it's going to be because of him more than any other player on that team.
True. Hey, Jack, who do you have for MIP?
So most improved. That's a tough one. I always have trouble with this one. I think I'm gonna go with Michael Porter Jr. from the Nuggets. I just think based on what we've seen from the bubble, what he's capable of doing, and he can only get better. And yeah, my runner-up.
Might be a little hard because
it's
some people just be
definitely
coming out the woodwork surprising people.
Probably I'm gonna go with Shea Alexander from OKC.
Dang, that's my pick right there.
That was a great pick.
Him.
That's my pick.
Yeah, I think that's my runner-up. I think he's gonna make a lot of noise this year. Chris Paul's gone, so it's about to be his team. We'll see what he can do. I think he has the skill set and the capability to like take it up a notch.
So Jerod, so you said you have Shea too. Why did you choose Shea?
So 2 point guards off the team that was eating up his touches and his minutes. And just the load is on. It's his team now. He's the leader of the team. And I mean, the last game he played, I think he have a double or something like that.
He had some numbers.
And so I look at it and I say, if you go from averaging 15 to 20, 25, and then you average, over 7 assists, it's going to be hard for someone else to get that from you because you went from basically being a fringe type starter, putting up starter numbers to putting up all-star numbers and maybe all NBA third team type numbers. I think that's enough to say that you're worthy of being the most improved player.
Yeah. We're going to go to the next topic, but it's very interesting. A lot of these Canadian dudes have been balling out, like Jamal Murray and Shea Gilchrist. And I think they just got tired of people saying Canadian dudes are soft. So for a minute,
all because of Andrew Wiggins.
And then the people just look at Steve Nash like, even though Steve Nash was nice, they're like, yeah, Steve Nash was kind of soft. You Canadian players are soft. Now these dudes are like, yo, we're about to give you Americans 50 a game. So Bama's not playing around with that anymore.
Still be soft and put up putts.
Yeah, you drop 50, but you're still kind of soft.
Like, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Guys are still pretty soft up there. But okay, so a sexy category, if I could say that about basketball. Rookie of the year, interesting one. Jerod, who do you have for Rookie of the Year?
My heart says LaMelo Ball, but I know that ain't gonna happen. It's probably gonna be the kid that's in Minnesota. I can't remember his name right now.
He just in my head too. He actually just got me points on fantasy.
I'm pulling
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I think it's probably gonna be him. It's between him or the cat that's in
Golden State.
Golden State, yeah.
He's putting.
I don't think anyone else really has a chance.
Neil, who do you have for Rookie of the Year?
You know what? I've been really disenchanted with basketball a lot this season or this year, but I'm gonna go with Anthony Edwards just because he has all the expectation in the world. So I'm gonna just go with the pick.
Yeah. And Jack, who do you have for Rookie of the Year?
So like the competition for Rookie of the Year is like pretty slim. So, but I'm gonna go with James Wiseman, just because of the responsibilities that he's gonna have right off the bat. He's gonna get starter minutes. He's gonna be put like in the fire early, and I just think with the skill set that he has for the Warriors, especially because they do need like a big presence in their front court. I think he could make a run for Rookie of the Year. And I think Anthony Edwards would flourish too. He would be my second pick. Yeah.
Good picks. Well, I actually had Rookie of the Year before the season started. And, man, I was just on that bandwagon. Like, I was watching ball. I watched the episode of Ball in the Family. I saw preseason. I was like, I think LaMelo Ball is going to be Rookie of the Year. I'm going to stick with that pick, but I'm going to stick with that pick. And my backup was James Wiseman. I really think James Wiseman might end up winning it now, especially with Warriors, all the injuries they have. I just think he's going to get touches. I'm not going to say he's going to be dumb nice in the future, but I just think he's going to get the touches and whatever. So I think he's going to probably win Rookie of the Year. But I'll say LaMelo first, then James Wiseman. But after the season also started too, like Anthony, I agree with all you guys. Anthony Edwards probably belongs in that category. I don't know how much skill set he has. I've been looking at his stats and stuff, but like he's still an athlete. And he starts he gets the time. So
he's Michael Jordan's illegitimate son too. I don't know if
Is
y'all
he?
seen it. He looks exactly like Jordan.
Yeah,
a lot of
he-
pictures.
Oh, geez, this dude's
It's
spreading
creepy.
rumors out here.
It's creepy, man.
But he also looks like the baby, so it's kind of weird. So I guess we're saying that the baby looks like Michael Jordan too,
Oh
because he
wow.
do look like the baby, and he kind of talked like the baby too. So
Now, I do want to say this though. I do think LaMelo could average between 8 to 10 assists per game.
I
Like
think you can get the
like
minutes.
his passing is crazy. Like
He don't get enough minutes yet. That's
Yeah.
the challenge for him. And he's not even the best point guard on the team right now.
he might be the second best point guard on the team because they got two legit. Graham is a legit point guard, and Rozier is a legit player. Look,
Their father made
might have
me
been a
hate
money
them.
grab.
yeah, well, I think he can do it. 8 assists, not difficult.
Well, one thing I tell you is he definitely came with more confidence than his brother did coming into the league.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Like he came with a little swag. Like he did that like Carmelo Anthony 3 to his head. I was like, okay, young fella, slow down a little bit. But and it might have motivated Lonzo because now Lonzo's like launching. Lonzo was already doing it last year, but now Lonzo's launching the ball. So
Yo, now you just I should have picked Lonzo for most improved too. I should put him on there.
You had a great pick, man. Don't come off that. SGA is gonna get. He has a
Number
huge.
one,
He
that
has
was-
great
No,
pick.
that was my motherfucking
Lonzo
pick.
could do something.
That was
Like
he
That's
picked
too
Michael
much
Porter
people
Jr.
on that
That was his
team,
pick.
though. They have too
SGA 's
much
mine.
star power.
who has too much star power?
I think Pelicans have too. Well, let's say young like star power. Like they got like names. I don't think he's gonna stand out as a
Ingram?
bunch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Technically, Ingram could. Well, he had it last year. He's not gonna.
yeah, he already had that.
Ingram nice. So I mean, Lonzo could get it. He could, but Lonzo definitely has improved in terms of being a point guard more, being assertive more, clearly shooting. He could get it.
Yeah.
But Michael
I'm
Porter
saying he
Jr.
could sneak in. He could sneak in there.
He can sneak in. But MPJ is like, we kind of know, like, somewhere down the road, this dude's going to be averaging 20-something points a game. Like,
Mhm.
Oh
he got
yeah.
it in him. Like, I'm telling you, like, these light skins, they don't like being disrespected. They don't like being looked down upon. He was just like, yeah, Jokic is nice. Jamal Murray is nice, but we need to design plays for everybody. He's essentially saying, I'm nice. Give me the ball.
Mhm.
So, I don't.
Well,
yeah,
they
don't
did make
start-
that trade. They traded away Jeremy Grant because of that.
Right.
He proved himself, and
Right.
I think he's a bona fide. Especially if he's as a third option, he's bona fide. Like he's gonna get numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't he 6'10"?
Yeah.
He's big.
Oh man.
In
He's-
our
he's
league,
gonna be
in the
amazing.
fantasy league that we in for basketball, I nicknamed him the light skinned Kevin Durant.
Basically, I can see why you.
Kevin Durant acts light skinned, so it's kind of hard to.
You said, "Oh, here we go."
Like, I'm just,
Oh,
yeah,
man,
Kevin Durant's still
PG.
guardable.
All right, bro.
PG
All right.
people are gonna hate you, Martin.
Remember, I said the only two people in the universe who could guard Kevin Durant is Jesus and Satan. So Kevin Durant can be light skinned all he wants. Like he's still unguardable.
Thanks.
All right, well, we're gonna actually wrap up the show. We know y'all were enjoying what we were talking about. Let me calm down. Let me calm down a little bit. I got too excited. Jerod told me earlier, yo, you talking so loud, like you know, like the volume's too loud. So I'm gonna calm down. But like, we talked about basketball, good basketball today, and that's what we do at Hezzy Pull Up. We just talk about good basketball. We make things interesting because we know that the season is going to be interesting. So we just hope that you enjoyed what you heard from my boys Jerod, Neil, Jack. Jack, any last things you have to say? Anything that you're doing right now that you want people to follow, like, or anything you got to say?
I just want to say it was a pleasure being here. This is my first, this is my first podcast, so like this is new. But I love talking basketball and being surrounded by great guys that know their stuff. You guys are awesome, and I'm glad to be a part. As far as stuff I'm doing, just grinding every day. I got some stuff coming, but no announcements yet. Just making moves right now.
All right, bet. All right, well, my man, first off, that was very, it's very heartfelt, what I'm saying, called us awesome and stuff, so I definitely appreciate that. None of the past guests have called me awesome, so I definitely take that big time. Jerod, man, anything you want to say to the guests before we dip out? Anything that you're working on?
Yeah, I got some stuff I'm working on. This I feel like Jack too. I can't really talk about it just yet, but stay tuned, I guess. Appreciate it. This was fun.
Bet. and we got a lot of non-disclosure agreements going on out here. But we're gonna hit up Neil. We're gonna find out what Neil's doing. Hey Neil, any last words for the guests at home?
Hey, it's been a pleasure. I hope everybody keeps supporting Ezem Pull Up. Martin, you are a great person. That's the last compliment you'll get from me. And but no, I appreciate being here. I appreciate the debate. I love sports debates, so you know it's all love at the end of the day. Hope everybody's staying healthy, safe, and happy. And I hope 2021 is a great year for everybody.
Thank you, Neil. Facts, man. 2021. If 2021 turns out to be like 2020, I think basketball and everything in life will be canceled. But hopefully, we won't have that happen. But what we do want to happen is for you guys to subscribe to SoundCloud, subscribe to YouTube. More platforms are coming out. I'm definitely going to let you guys know. I'm going to have these guys on again. If they're working on things, whether it's podcasts, sports things related, I'm definitely going to have it all out to you guys who are listening at home, because this is a family. We're out here doing creative stuff. But definitely tune in for more episodes. We'll be back with more basketball, more Westbrook, more Curry, more LeBron. We'll have more on Heavy Bullet Basketball for the next episode. Thank you for tuning in. We'll hear you guys on the next one. Peace out.